How you guys doing? So today's video is going to be about GAC, and yet again, it's going to be some chat about G Money or General Skywalker. So, so there's around 6,000-7,000 people who unlocked him the first time around, and the number for people who haven't maxed out is even lower. It's around 100 to 200 people. So don't really expect from, I'll probably do an updated version of this, but for now, don't expect to really fight maxed out versions in your GACs. And if you do, you either have to have two counters. You're going to need a counter to the Malik, and you're going to need a counter to this team. And I don't really expect many people under Div 1 to have that. I only expect people in Div 1 to even have a potential shot at beating those two teams, and even then that's very slim. So we're not really chatting in this video about maxed out GS teams, G Money teams. It's going to be about how to handle if the guy does happen to have low gear GS. So there's really no other way and a better way to do this than to just go with my GAC that we just got going here today. My rank sucks, I get it, but this is what you guys got to do. So to try to figure out what you should do for defenses, well, it's pretty simple. You just look to see what the guy has. So you go straight to his 501st because that's his tag. This guy, you know what? He has a 4-star gear 11 G Money. So what I'm going to do here, this is actually something I didn't even anticipate because that is pretty crazy actually. Now we got to check to see what Zetas he had because this always plays a role into what you can use as a counter. So he has a 4-star and the gear 11 G Money. Not very tanky. He's very squishy. So I built a counter to some G Money teams that are maxed out. But then again, I would have to have another counter to a Malik. So to go about this, guys, all you gotta do is, so we know that he has G Money. So what you gotta do now, see what you got in your books, in your roster. So we're gonna always kind of go for DR on defense. That's just a really good defensive team. But for offense, you kind of have a lot of variations you can do. So for this variation, this is what I was anticipating. What I'm gonna do now is I'll use my Shock T Nuke team versus his Maliks, and then that will take up Anakin, JKA right here. We'll take up this guy, but since it's a low gear G Money team, you don't need Anakin in there to help out with the DPS. You only need Anakin in there to help the DPS versus these Relic 7 teams. So what you're gonna do now instead is you're gonna come back here to your Padme team. You just pretty much take out Anakin and you slot in somebody else. I don't even know if I want to use R2 in here. I could just use somebody else. I could use another clone. I could use a 5s for another taunt. I could use Barriss. I could even heck use Qui-Gon Jinn in here. There's a lot of different teams. This is a G Money only gear 11, so you're gonna murder his protection extremely fast with how low he is, and then you're gonna have a lot of different things here helping you out along the way with the assists and such. So that's one way to go about it. If you don't have Padme built up to even handle a team, well, guess what? There's a lot of different counters. If you want to just chat about counters to low gear GS teams, G Money teams, well, you got possibly I mean Grievous, just thinking about like the protection that they're not going to be having there. Maybe a Grievous team. JKR should help beat those teams depending on how like your relics are and your speeds on some of these guys. Padme, like I just mentioned, CLS will work, and of course Malik will if you have good Maliks, but mine isn't that great, so I'm not going to use him. Instead, I'm going to use my Padme. So that's what I'm going to do here, guys. Padme to help maintain that team, and then clones and the Anakin Nuke team to kill this guy's Malik. It is, 7k people who unlock this guy. It's very slim, and even seeing a guy on my first GA since the event is extremely, I would say it's pretty dang rare. So now the next thing for me to actually check out, and oh, what the heck, Cantina Lords, Darth Death Dealer. I just noticed this. I know a guy in Cantina Lords. Shout out to this guild right here. Cantina Lords are some cool dudes. So inventory, this guy's got a level 7 relic Malik. He is a tanky Malik, so I don't even know if my nuke team will work, but I gotta just kind of hope for it because that's all I can do. He has a nice Malik. He has a G Money. Gotta go for it. That's all I can. But this guy seems to be extreme whale. But the premise of this video, guys, is to how to best deal with, having to have the possibility of fighting a G Money and on the flip side fighting a Malik. Those are the two toughest teams in the game right now, and you got to have a counter to them. You just straight up have to. And on the flip side, if you do want to, use your own, if you have a 4-star, or I mean a 5-star rather, and Gear 11 G Money, well, you can probably do something similar as well. You can probably, if you have good enough clones, you could do a mirror match versus that G Money, and you should be good there. Or you could use them on offense to kill a Malik, and then save a different team for your offense to kill other G Monies. There's a lot of different variations here, guys. I just wanted to go over some of what I'm doing here personally. Ideally, once I get up my own G Money team to kill Maliks, it'll be something like this team right here. Ideally, you want him to be gear 11 because he's very squishy at lower gear levels. But if you can outspeed DR with your own JKR, you can mark him, you can kill him really quick, and then move over to Malik with those other hits. Yoda will do some big damage, and you know what, guys? I think my boy Ezra will get some more love yet again in this game because his gear 13, if you do happen to have a gear 13 Ezra, well, guess what? You go down to his mastery, he gets crit chance, crit damage, and damage. So bodying this guy, like, for a lot of CD is going to be awesome. Oh, excuse me. And I mean, just the hits he can do here. Being able to murder a Malik team with G Money and then saving a Padme for a possible other G Money team, guys, it's going to be nice to have. I think there's going to be some wacky teams you're going to need to probably invest in just to counter a Malik now, and then save your really tried and true G Money counters and save those guys all the time for your offenses. So why I like Ezra so much is for his flourish. You get more damage. You can reset the cooldown. The enemy had no buffs by 1, and he gets 75% TM with defense. On top of that, he can call to assist G Money in your own team to counter this, and he can apply even more damage reduction and more, rather HP reduction, not damage reduction, because if he's an attacker, he crits, and whenever he does crit for G Money, he increases the cooldowns, so that's awesome. And if it's a support like GMY, you can give him more TM. I mean, I'm sure you guys already knew this, but just to let you guys know that I think Ezra will be coming back here soon with a, either it doesn't need to be a counter to a G Money team. It can just be, a nice second-hand counter to a Malik, and then saving your big boy counters versus the G Money teams. I think that's where Ezra's going to fit in very, very well. I mean, this guy, he's been in the game for a long, long time. His kit is extremely simple. It's extremely useful and valuable, and I don't think you're wasting any resource on him. He's got a great ship. He's a great character. He does some big boy damage. This guy should be a candidate. If you're in a spot like me where you need another counter to Malik, I think this is a great option here. So this is kind of what the team will look like. You're going to need to run your JKR fast so you can just mark the other DR, and you guys should be good to go there. And yeah, I think Ezra's a great one here. And yet again, if you want to potentially run your own G Money to counter a Malik, you're going to need to have 1 Zeta here, maybe 2, but just one, the chosen 1 Zeta, really. Pretty much, we've gone over this in previous videos. There's a lot to this unique. He uses an additional ability during his turn for 1. That's why he can do some more hits, reduce the HP even more. But this Zeta gives him the reduction to HP by 20% whenever he's hitting somebody with no protection, like aka Malik. On top of that, whenever you crit somebody, he increases their cooldowns by 1. And whenever he is critically hit, he dispels all debuffs on himself. Enemies attacking out of turn cannot critically hit. And this is I like this a lot more than his leadership. If you're talking about, just like all over use and general use, I love that a lot. So mine's only, gear 9, nothing crazy. Once he's gear 11, he's gonna be my new counter to Malik, and I'll try to get my Ezra gear 13 because I really want to have some fun in this game. Lately, it's not being that much fun to me. I want to have some more fun. I want to try to get these new counters. I mean, there's a lot of different things I want to test out here with Ezra, and just to counter Malik. I did a video a long time ago countering Ezra with the first release of Malik. That was a fun video to do. Holy cow! That one's got a lot of good memories in for me, and I mean, his gear pieces for Gear 12 Plus aren't that bad. So yeah, I'll probably get him done actually pretty soon, and use this as a counter to Malik, and then keep my own Padme versus G Money teams. But yeah, the guy I'm fighting is in Canteen Lords, so I knew. I mean, I'm almost Div 1, right? You're gonna see some of these. You're just going to. If you want to see really anybody in my bracket, though, there's not that many crazy people that actually have him. This guy doesn't have him, so I mean, it's in a point right now in your GAC, guys, that if the guy has, a gear, let's just say he's gonna be 5-star for a while, right? If the guy has a gear 11 G Money with a pretty dang good Malik, like we just saw from the guy I'm fighting first round, that is something to be worried about. If you see a maxed out Malik with a maxed out G Money already, that is something to go, wow, I might just not even play this round, because that is something so extremely difficult to have to fight that it's not even really worth worrying about, because most, your chances of trying to beat that is going to be very, very slim. I'm just going through some of these people that I'm just seeing for the first time, just to kind of figure out what I'm going to do. So this guy has one as well. But then again, I want to see his Malik, so we're going to see his Malik. His Malik is Relic 7, and it is equally as tanky as the one before. So this guy and the other guy we just saw are going to cause me some problems. They're just going to. And then keeping this going down, Zawa. And let's see here. Nope, not Grievous. Grievous. So this guy's got one too, only gear 9. What is his Malik? It's just, this is like what you guys gotta do. You gotta just see the Maliks, you guys gotta see the G Monies, see what it all kind of looks like. And that's kind of how these GAs will look for you guys when you're thinking about, your own defenses. Holy cow, this is a rare guy. This guy is extremely rare to fight. Wow. That's kind of scary. This guy's got a maxed out GS. Holy cow. Yeah, I can't beat this guy. If this is a potential guy I have to fight, I can't beat him. I don't have another counter to Malik. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. This is why GAC, guys, is behind a paywall. Paywalls in GAC modes are some of the saddest things to see in a game like this. It is what it is. You can't do anything about it. You just can't. You just take it as is. You just try your best. If you don't succeed, you don't get Kyber, guys, don't worry about it. I'm not getting Kyber either. This is just how the game is. This is how it's going to be for the next little bit until more people get G-Monies and more counters to their teams. And that's why I like Ezra. I think Ezra is going to be a great potential counter to a Malik, or a secondary counter to Malik that you want to invest in. And then you have another solid counter to Malik like my Padme. So that's pretty much it for my video, guys. I know it's not a whole lot to chat about, but I really want to chat about this because it's something I'm going to have an issue with. It's going to be something you guys are going to have an issue with, I know. So like I said, see the guy's GS levels. If it's maxed out gear 13, Relic 7, and the guy also has a good Malik, guys, there's not much you can do unless you have 2 solid counters, 1 solid counter to the G Money teams, and a solid counter to Malik. If you guys happen to see one like I just saw one today, you are, for one, extremely lucky to see that, and your RNG is very, very good and bad at the same time, and then 2, you're going to probably lose that, but try your best. I'm sure there's maybe a way you can just out-banner him, but if he's going that hard on defense, he's not going to have much for offense. But thank you guys for watching. This is just my thoughts on the whole GAC experience from now on until, more people get this guy 7-star. Because it's not going to be a fun GAC experience for at least me and for a lot of other people that are now going to try to, ever since G Money has now come into the game, don't think of GAC to be competitive anymore. Think of it behind a paywall, and that paywall will remain a paywall until you can get your own G Money. And that's how it's going to be, guys. It's going to be extremely difficult to try to keep up with next metas from now on with how everything is going. The worst thing they could have done is with the get currency and making him into get currency. That's the worst thing they can do. I did a video on that a couple days ago, but that's just me. I appreciate you guys watching this to the end. I might just be rambling at this point, but thank you for watching. G Money, he is a catastrophe for this game. I don't like him. It is what it is. You just can't do anything about it. Just try your best. Have fun with the game still, guys. I'm still having fun. And if you guys are, overwhelmed by this kind of stuff, work on other people, like I just mentioned, like Ezra. Work on some other counters that you guys like, or just new teams you want to try out. That's what this game is going to be about for the next little bit until they can figure out at CG what they are going to have planned for this game for the alleviation of gear crunch and all that crap. But thank you for watching. Give it a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Share it around, and if you guys are new here, feel free to sub. We got Discord and Patreon if you guys want to go check out those 2 things. Patreon's going to be awesome if you guys can support me there. Thank you for watching it again, and guys, I will see you later.